What's up, good people? Jeff C here. It's Friday, May the 8th. I'm going to be going live later with my good buddy TM Films. This is going to be on Jeff C Live. So you can follow the link in the description. Make sure you're subbed and hit the bell for Jeff C Live. That's the channel where I do group shows and shows with friends and stuff like that. So it's very important. Lots of amazing work there. So that'll be around 7:30 p.m. Eastern. That's 4:30 Pacific. Anyways, so I wanted to cover a few things here, which I think are very important because a lot of people have been sending me Ventura County. So I've had this on the back burner for the last day and a half, sort of thing. I'm going to cover it. I was going to cover it in today's show, but I'm going to cover it now. And this is dealing with the going into people's homes here. So you see, County of Ventura explains forced removal of citizens suspected of COVID-19 here. So it's very important. And that's why I brought this video back up, which I covered when it happened, which is this director of the WHO, Ryan, who basically came out and said that now the threat of COVID is in the homes, and we have to be able to get into the homes and remove people from their homes, sort of thing. So I'm going to play this clip first, which is off of a clip from Fox News with Tucker Carlson here. And then I'm going to play the clip of the Ventura County after. So we'll compare and contrast. So listen in carefully to what is said here.
Michael Ryan, he's a leader at the World Health Organization, announced that in response to the spread of this virus, authorities may have to enter people's homes and remove family members, presumably by force.
In most parts of the world, due to lockdown, most of the transmission that's actually happening in many countries now is happening in the household, at family level. In some senses, transmission has been taken off the streets and pushed back into family units. Now we need to go and look in families to find those people who may be sick and remove them and isolate them in a safe and dignified manner.
This is this Ryan guy, I don't know, maybe at the Irish pub, maybe take you out back, sort of thing. Now we're going to listen into what they said just the other day here at Ventura, County of Ventura here in California. You see the symbols here for it, and we'll listen in here. And they've got the theatrics. I guess you kind of have to be large to be able to do that thing. So
are beginning a program today, and it's a pilot program which will certainly grow into something larger and larger, and that is
it's going to grow into something larger and larger. And with the NWO, it's always a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit everywhere, right? It's the way it works, right? They have to do it somewhere else first so that you get acclimatized to it, so that when it happens in your neighborhood, like predictive programming, right? So that's very important.
Pilot program which will certainly grow into something larger and larger, and that is a community contact tracing program. We've done contact tracing all along. That a contact is a person who's been exposed to someone that we document to have the COVID infection. When we find someone who has a COVID infection, those people are immediately isolated. But we also work with them to figure out who their contacts were. Luckily, because you have been doing such a great job of cooperating and staying indoors, staying isolated, it used to be there were 10 contacts, at least, for every patient that we would find. Now, it looks like there are probably only 2 or 3 or 4 contacts, not surprisingly, because most people have been staying away from others. And that's good news. But the purpose of this program is to bring on people. We're going to start with 10 people. We may bring on up to 50 or even more as the program grows and as we see the needs for it. As we do more testing, we will find more and more people who have COVID-19. And again, we'll isolate every one of them, and we will find every one of their contacts, and we will make sure that they stay quarantined, and we'll check in with them every day. In other words, what this program means is that we're going to do a more complete job, and we're going to do a more meticulous job of making it less and less possible for others in the county to run into someone with COVID-19 infection. It's not just our county that's bringing more people on. There are going to be thousands of people hired who will be these contact investigators throughout the state. And this is occurring in many, many other states as well, perhaps all of the states in our country. We will be giving intensive training to these people, training not only for identifying and finding contacts, but also in terms of how to be sensitive about doing it. We also realize that as we find more contacts, some of the people we find are going to have trouble being isolated. For instance, if they live in a home where there's only one bathroom and there are 3 or 4 other people living there, and those people don't have COVID infection, we're not going to be able to keep the person in that home. Every person.
Into family units. Now we need to go and look in families to find those people who may be sick and remove them and isolate them in a safe and dignified manner.
A safe and dignified manner. Police state blossoming everywhere you look. And they're talking about these things, just pilot projects that are going to grow and grow and grow. This is unbelievable. I mean, it's astonishing what they're saying.
Being isolated. For instance, if they live in a home where there's only one bathroom and there are 3 or 4 other people living there, and those people don't have COVID infection, we're not going to be able to keep the person in that home. Every person who we're isolating, for instance, needs to have their own bathroom. And so we'll be moving people like this into other kinds of housing that we have available. They'll also have other needs, perhaps, food, whatever it's going to be. The county will be there to back them up and to support them.
Yeah, that's it. Police state. Wow. So, yeah, I mean, we knew this was coming because we talked about this last month where, you know, that Ryan guy came out and said, yeah, now we need to get into people's homes. And they're starting with Ventura County. And of course, they did this in China and they did this in other places, Spain and Italy. And now they're doing it here. And that's, again, when you think about the contact tracing, so think about the contact tracing. Now they're trying to make it first they come in and say, oh, we're not going to make it mandatory, it's going to be voluntary, but it only works if at least 60% of the population adopt it. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, wearing a mask is optional, but now it's mandatory. Now you can't get on public transit, you can't go here, you can't go there, you won't be let into shops because you don't wear a mask. Contact tracing, pretty soon you won't be able to get into shops, you won't be able to go through checkpoints unless, of course, you've got the contact tracing. Now they're going to trace your steps, and if you were at such and such a place at such and such a time, say you were at this grocer at 2:30 in the afternoon on Thursday, and guess what? We found somebody that has COVID, therefore we have to come and isolate you. Now, it'd be bad enough if they said you have to isolate yourself, which is how they started it, right? You're going to have to stay inside and all that. Don't worry, it's all right. Just stay inside for 2 weeks. But no, now it's not good because the government has to come because you have other people, most likely, living in your domicile, and therefore you have to be isolated from them, so they have to take you out of your home. Lockstep, folks. Now, this is the point where you're going to have to take a stand, where all of humanity is going to have to take a stand. There's no way that we can allow contact tracing. Look at what happened now in Australia, where they're shaming people who refuse to do contact tracing. We showed the hideous creature that worked for the Australian Beast Media saying, you know, these people are like anti-vaxxers and they need to be shamed in public and all that for not complying with this contact tracing, without not complying with government Orwellian surveillance. I mean, these people are outright evil. There's no bones about it. This is pure totalitarianism that's rising up. It is extremely dangerous. And it's always guised as we want to keep you morally safer. That's how they do it. Yeah, they're going to keep you morally safer. This is the crime of the century. It is the biggest scam that we've ever seen. And the people that are responsible for this need to face justice. All of them. And that starts with those at the top, but it also extends down to people like this who are part of these operations to impose totalitarianism police state on humanity. What are you going to do next? FEMA camps? I guess that's what it is, because you're going to take people out of their homes. You're going to have to stick them somewhere, so I guess you're going to stick them in FEMA camps. And since we know that papayas and goats test positive for coronavirus, you can assume just about anybody that takes the test is either going to false positive or whatever, right? It's going to turn up positive. So they can be very selective about whose home they decide to extricate people from. Maybe you've been a bit too much trouble. You haven't been watching enough CNN. You've been listening to Jeff C, perhaps. I don't know. Maybe you have an NRA membership, or you just bought some new guns. It's pretty shocking, folks. So anyways, I will see you all tonight. I'll probably upload a video or two in the between this time, but stay safe, everyone, and stand up to this. Most importantly, stand up to this. Do not allow this. California needs to stand up. Everyone needs to stand up everywhere. We had that guy at the grocery the other day that told the staff to go to hell because they tried to make him wear a mask. The only reason that they're getting away with it is because the sheeple are so stupid that they watch their television. None of this is legal, what they're doing. None of it. It's all completely unconstitutional, and it violates all their rights. So anyways, much love. If you can, please do come and support me. My Patreon link's in the description. It means so much to me. And you guys are the best. God bless you. I'll see you guys all tonight on the show. Much love.